episode of WOW. Santana Garrett, the former WOW World Champion, getting a shot tonight against the WOW World Champion, Abilene Maverick.
It couldn't be more fitting that Abilene came out and accepted it, because Kenny G is watching down on his little girl, Santana Garrett, tonight. Kenny G, a great independent wrestler, and he's going to be watching his daughter tonight.
And their opponents, Crystal Waters and Sandy Shore. Spring Break 24/7.
Well, David, if you need a little bit of sunshine in your life, here comes Spring Break 24/7. Sandy Shore, Crystal Waters, they're always bringing the party 24/7 to WOW.
That's right. I wish they'd bring those beach balls into the ring and then pop them off to the crowd. I'd love to see the beach balls.
Sandy Shore, Crystal Waters taking time to pose here on the corners to the fans.
Ben Scheinberg, our referee for this opening match of WOW, and we're going to get it underway. Sandy Shore in there against Rebel Hayes.
And Rebel Hayes, a new heavy metal sister under the mentorship of Fury. Over the last several weeks, you can see the friendship, the sisterhood has developed between these two. And of course, Spring Break 24/7, Sandy Shore and Crystal Waters have been teaming here at WOW for quite some time and trying to get their footing in the Tag Team Championship standings, David.
Certainly have.
This is a great opportunity for either team to really make a stand and show that they deserve a Tag Team Championship shot. I mean, we've seen Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx, who are fairly new WOW superheroes, get that opportunity. And they've taken the WOW Tag Team Champions, the Mother Truckers, to their limit. But now Sandy Shore says, I want that for Spring Break 24/7.
It certainly is, and Sandy Shore's taking over on Rebel Hayes now. She's trying to get to her feet, backing Sandy Shore up into the wrong corner, if you ask me. I think there was a tag made with Crystal Waters. Crystal Waters now coming over, leaping on her partner, and falling on Rebel Hayes.
Crystal Waters with a variation of the clothesline, now off the ropes with the basement drop kick to Rebel Hayes, hooks the leg, but that's not going to get you anything more than a one count at this stage in the game, as Crystal Waters backs up to her corner, keeps things in their corner with Sandy Shore. Crystal Waters, Sandy Shore now working really well as a team. The double elbow drop, two now, followed up by Sandy Shore. Referee Ben Scheinberg again says just a 2 count, David.
Well, fans, coming up after this matchup, we're going to have that 3-on-3 match. Genesis, Exodus, and Ice Cold. That's coming up next on WOW. And let's not forget, tonight's special episode is the fact that Miami Sweet Heat returns to WOW tonight in there against Chantilly Chella and Holiday, who had that impressive win weeks ago. And our main event, of course, Santana in there against Abilene Maverick tonight. It's all on WOW. Right now, Fury getting tagged in by Rebel Hayes. Sandy Shore in trouble with Heavy Metal taking over.
And Rebel Hayes sending Fury right into Sandy Shore. And now Rebel Hayes putting Sandy Shore on that middle rope and rocking out. You know, David, she's talking about adding some more metal around her waist. She's looking for the Tag Team Championship opportunity as well as Fury. What a knee by Fury. Referee Ben Scheinberg says good enough for the 2 count. And David, you're talking about that triple threat matchup between Genesis, Ice Cold, and Exodus. It's coming up next, as you mentioned, now with the pin attempt from Sandy Shore.
That was a good pin attempt. Sandy Shore quickly jumping over the back of Fury, doing a modified sunset flip there from the side, if you will. Wasn't effective enough to get the job done, and Fury's taking over now. Sandy Shore in trouble, gripped by the chin, if you will. Rebel Hayes loving it.
You see how Fury has that knee buried right underneath the neck of Sandy Shore. Now she's taking Sandy Shore back to her corner, isolating Sandy Shore, which is basic, effective tag team wrestling. The Heavy Metal Sisters seem to be on the page now more than ever. Double clothesline from Fury and Rebel Hayes. Sandy Shore hanging in this contest, but as I was mentioning, David, that triple threat match coming up next between the members of Team Exile will certainly prove to be an interesting contest. That's a Bubba Bomb from Rebel Hayes, but still not good enough to put away Sandy Shore just yet. Rebel Hayes sending Sandy Shore into the corner. And trying to control and keep control of this matchup for her team, for the Heavy Metal Sisters. Forearm shots to Sandy Shore in the corner, and Rebel Hayes rocking out. She's amped up, David. Charging fully, but misses. Sandy Shore moves out the way, sends the legs of Rebel Hayes to the side, and cracks the back of Rebel Hayes, but doesn't have enough energy, David, to even make a cover.
Both competitors in trouble now as Ben Scheinberg starts the count. They've got to get over and make some tags.
Both ladies desperately need to make a tag. Tag to Crystal Waters. Tag to Fury now as Crystal Waters comes in. House of Fire on Fury. Can she maintain the momentum, David?
She quickly went over to snag Rebel Hayes and take her off of the apron so she couldn't interfere. Fury now over there with Sandy Shore.
Oh!
Crystal Waters rushing in, and Fury bends out of the way just in time. And Sandy Shore hit her partner, and now a slap across the face of Crystal Waters by Fury. Fury's got Crystal Waters up.
For her finishing maneuver, the flight of Fury as she connects, pins Crystal Water, and at this point it's all elementary.